What is up? How's everyone doing? Welcome back to my channel. Hold up. Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Got a bit of a different video today. Nothing like I've really ever done before. Yeah, it's going to be a super chilled out question answer about my business, my small business. It's a UK business, need to preface that. So yeah, grab a cup of tea, grab a snack. Before I start, please do subscribe to my channel. Follow me on all the little social media outlets I have. They're all linked in my description box. And let's go. Okay guys, I just want to say before I start that in no way, shape or form do I think that I'm like this business mogul kind of person at all. I've started my business 3 years ago, so obviously had to learn by myself about certain things, and I just thought, you know what, I might be able to put something out there that people might like find useful, or who knows, or maybe just a bit nosy, because I am too, girl. So I've actually, this is me and my neurotic planningness, made a little, like, I've noted down all the questions I got that I asked on my Instagram, so it's gonna be pretty easy. So just to again say a bit about my business, I run a cosmetics business. Right now we sell lashes, Lucy lashes. Again, it's all linked down below in my description, and yeah, I've been running for 3 years so far. But anyway, okay, that's the point of the questions. What am I doing? Okay, I am not talented at this. Right, so one of the first questions I got was, when did I get the idea for my business? I got the idea super randomly, which is kind of my style. I was on holiday with my family, and I'd always in the back of my mind wanted to like work for myself. I don't know if anyone can relate, but I have like two sides of my brain. I have one that's like super creative, and then one that's like I really enjoy like studying and stuff. So I wanted to start a business that I could kind of channel my creativity into alongside my studies, because I started my business when I just started uni, my undergraduate uni. I'm now doing my master's, so we've been going for a minute. In my second year of uni I started, yeah, that makes sense, yeah. So yeah, I was on holiday with my family, and I literally just was like, I really want to start, and it was just a makeup business, and then I kind of looked into what my favorite products were, and lashes was something that I always struggled finding ones that like I just loved, like super fluffy and comfortable ones. So I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna start a business that means that I can kind of be in control of the quality and the styles and stuff. So yeah, that's when I started. I also was prepping, like planning my business for a year before I actually launched. So it was like the summer before, and then I launched July 14th the next summer. Okay, this is actually the most common question whenever people talk to me, is how did you start? Like just like point blank period. And I completely relate, because I think a lot of people when they're wanting to start a business, like it's just so overwhelming, you don't know where to begin. So I started, again, the way I'm like, this is a real like, is this a psychiatry session? I don't know. The way my brain works is I like absolutely have to compartmentalize things. Like I'm very like, needs to be in little boxes when I'm planning. So for me, I was just like, right, you need to figure out how to get like the raw materials. So I literally just started researching eyelash manufacturers. Initially I started, I think, with like lipsticks, but I'll get into that later. Basically just started going through and kind of contacting. That's like my biggest advice, is just contact so many different people with exactly what you're looking for. Like in an ideal world, what kind of product you want to produce, how you want to produce it, what it needs, like the boxes it kind of needs to tick. And then people will start replying, manufacturers will start replying to you and saying what they can do for you, and then you just kind of pick your favorite. Honestly, I don't think any manufacturer is going to tick every single box you have, because it's just not going to happen. Basically, you kind of have to start working with your manufacturers, and then over time you can develop something that's like very perfect. I still am definitely not at like my perfect product stage. But you gotta start somewhere, girl. So basically I did that. I found a manufacturer I really liked, that like we got along with well, was really happy to like customize things and let me kind of be more in the driver's seat of designing And yeah, they were just really cool. They also, another thing I need to put in here, if you do anything product based like this, like cosmetics or clothing as well, they have this thing called minimum order quantities, and that is something you need to pay a lot of attention to, because when you're a small business, unless you have like a very sizable investment loan, you need somewhere that can do smaller order quantities, because some of them are like 1,000 pieces minimum. And especially if you're first starting, like, first of all, you're not going to be selling 1,000 pieces, so you need somewhere that can accommodate that. The next question is, how did you filter in eco-friendly packaging into your like brand model? I guess that's like the whole sustainability question, which is a very difficult question, a very touchy question for many reasons. I totally understand. I'm definitely not at like the peak sustainable goal. I must say that it is very difficult for small businesses to be like as sustainable as like massive corporations, and that has to be something that you've got to accept, because you will not have the money. I mean, again, unless you have a really great investment loan. I personally did not have the money to like have super like eco-friendly components built into my business model, sadly. The best I could do at the time was making sure that all my lashes were cruelty free, the mink ones, and then also having a vegan range. And then on top of that, having recyclable packaging. That was my way of kind of hacking into it. But obviously going forward, I'm gonna incorporate a lot more of sustainable ethos into my brand. But yeah, that's kind of the best way I would explain it, is with anything to do with when you're starting a business, start small. You can't be perfect when you start. You just cannot be. And if you obsess with being perfect, you will not start, like you will not set up your business. So just don't worry about that. Somebody also asked, did you always want to do something makeup related? Love you. Love you, boo. Kind of, yeah. I worked at Vista Village at the cosmetics company, so basically Estee Lauder. Shout out my Estee Lauder girls. And I've just always really loved makeup. Again, it's just like a really cool way for me to facet my like creativity into. That's been the way I express my creativity. For all you hating people out there who say I wear too much makeup, I don't care. No, I don't care, because I don't do it for you. Sorry, boo. So I always kind of did. That's just something I really love. And also creating something that's affordable but amazing quality was something I always looked for when I was buying makeup. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Somebody said, anything and everything tax, please. I do not understand. Me neither. Tax was probably the hardest thing for me, like when I was starting. I'm not gonna lie. It sucks. You don't have to start filing tax before a certain amount. I believe the amount is like 12,000, so that's when you have to start, like in profit, that's when you have to start paying tax. So don't worry about tax at first, unless again you just like have an amazing launch and that's so cool for you. But please, again, expect when you first start a business to make a loss. I'm very, very lucky that I haven't made losses. But girl, it gets hard. You have to be very careful with your profit margins. Make sure you have all of that like calculated before you start. Otherwise you can get into like a lot of trouble when you're factoring in your costs, and you can realize, oh dear, I have not made enough money. You do have to file a tax return though every year before January of every year. So by April, up from April onwards. It sucks. I would really recommend getting an accountant and making sure that you keep your receipts, or you like have a very good way of logging every time you make a sale, and then how much you spend to post your order. That was something at first I was like very noobish about and like didn't realize, and then I was like crying when I had to file my tax return, because I had to do it all at once and it was absolutely horrible. Will I do it again? Probably. I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably leave it to the last minute because I hate it. It's not actually that bad, it really isn't. I'm exaggerating, but it's something you have to definitely like be aware of when you start. Basically you get a form and you have to fill out everything and log your revenue, any losses you might have made, your total expenditures, etc. And then that determines how much tax you pay or don't pay, depending on how much you've made. We also asked, do I have to register a company? Again, if it's just for a super small business, or does it not matter? No, I registered as a sole trader at first. You don't have to register a company. Registering as a company does come with a lot of perks later on. But I don't want to, like, I'm not a tax advisor, so I don't want to say anything wrong, but I would recommend registering as a sole trader, especially if you're just starting, if you don't have like again a lot of money going into the business and you're not like hiring people and you're not doing those kind of things just yet. You can always register as a company later, or a limited company later. I'm registered as self-employed, for example. You just have to say what kind of trading you're doing. Again, if you're doing online trading, it makes a difference, but all of that is kind of laid out on the government website. It's just totally dependent on your business and what kind of business you're going to run. Next questione. What aspect of running your own business do you enjoy the most? Example, marketing, promoting, designing, shoots, etc. I love every part. Probably my favorite part, again, is the more creative side, but I also love, like, there's no better thrill of like seeing orders come in and like knowing that you did that. But probably marketing. I love my shoots. COVID has done me dirty because it means I can't have a shoot for something coming up that's very exciting, but in time that'll be fine. Marketing is my favorite. I love like collaborating with influencers, just because it's so fun, and it's just like such a pinch me moment when some really big influencers are wearing your products in their videos and whatever. If the only thing that's hard with being creative is sometimes you like just don't know what's gonna like be the outcome of it, and if it's gonna be worth it, and you put so much energy in, you just don't know if that will pay off. And getting other people involved and meeting new people and making connections and networking and all that stuff is so fun for me. Okay, wait, this is kind of linked. What is the most challenging aspect? The most challenging aspect is definitely like stamina. You have to, like, if you're starting a business, honestly, if I'm being real, you have to really love what you're doing. Like, you have to love it, because there are some moments where I've just like been like, is it worth it? Like, I haven't achieved certain goals. Like, I haven't, certain things haven't like paid off in the way I thought they would, like with like certain marketing ploys that you put money into, and then you're like, was that lost money? Also, when you're doing everything yourself, it just gets really tiring and can get a bit lonely, because you don't like really have anyone to turn to be like, okay, this didn't work, like obviously you can ask your friends, and that's so helpful, or family or whoever can help, but you need some input from somebody else, and like only you have the real vision for your business, so you can't really like collab with anyone. That's probably the most challenging, just like running out of steam sometimes, or just like being a bit defeated sometimes, not knowing, like especially creative wise, sometimes your vision, you just have like creative block, boy. Like sometimes you just don't know what to do. Like it's just like I've done everything, I don't know what more I can do, what can be fresh, what can be new. But that's definitely why in the future I really want to employ like some super cool designers and marketing strategists and people who really know about it, because obviously I've done politics for my uni degrees. Okay. Another challenging aspect is difficult customers. I cannot lie. Some customers, I've had people like lying about not receiving products, saying things are damaged when they weren't, like saying they've ordered something and like literally like I don't know what they think. I don't have their like name in my order log, so I don't know what they think is gonna happen there. Sometimes it's just like really challenging to always like admit that the customer has to be right, and you've got to be as accommodating as you can without like letting people, you know, obviously take advantage. So yeah, that's horrible. The next question is advice for any young and struggling with consistency, because life doing it all on your own is just wow. Oh boy, yes it is. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. The only thing I can say with the consistency thing is that you've got to be kind to yourself. Like sometimes I'll just be feeling down, like sometimes I'll just be like, I don't have the energy, I'm like not putting out quality content, or like I'm not as on it, and I just allow myself, like I'm just like, you know what, like in a week you'll be feeling better, so just if you can't do it right now, it's cool. And that has helped me so much, because I think I preserve my energy a lot, instead of like constantly beating myself up about it and being like, oh man, like you're not doing enough, you're not pushing yourself hard enough, because I'm so bad at comparing myself to other people, like maybe the worst, like it's a bad trait of mine. Everyone's in their own lane. You've got to remember that, like everyone's doing their best and so are you. So don't compare yourself. It's all good. Like you're doing amazing, sweetie, but you are for real, and you just need to like internalize that and just find peace with that, instead of just constantly like worrying about how good you're doing and if you're doing enough. And if you're no human being, social media is the devil. It is the devil, and I'm sure of it, because it tells us, which is so unnatural to our brains, that we should be going like at 100 miles per 100 miles per hour constantly, and like that is not humanly possible. So I just want you to remember that, and remember that before we had social media, people took breaks, people took holidays, and that's something I've had to really remind myself, because when you run your own business, beware of that. There's a big danger of you never switch off, and that is something I've had to really like teach myself, because I would be just like doing it 24/7. Like somebody would message me at like 10 p.m. and I'd be like, I've got to reply. And you've got to set hours for yourself where you don't, like weekends, have them off, like past a certain point at night, have it off, no matter what the like customer query might be. Even if it's like a complaint, you just gotta leave it seriously, and then you'll be able to like preserve your energy and just go a little bit harder the next time. Okay, the next question is, what is the plan for what is your plan for the future with your business? Right, this is the fun part. So I actually have something in the works as we speak, but I cannot talk about it, but people will know very soon. But yeah, basically expansion of product lines. I don't want to be doing lashes only forever. Lucy Lou lashes will always exist, but I just want to like broaden my market a bit, and not everybody wants to wear lashes. So yeah, basically product expansion, just bigger, grow at like a stable rate. Like I don't want like sudden growth. I just want, we want some of this. We want slow and steady, baby. We want that. That's pretty much it. Just like employ some really cool women, sorry men, but I want a female-led company doing some cool stuff. I mean, obviously, like I'm not saying men can't join. I'm just saying like I want to have a company that empowers and is super cool, sustainable, affordable, because none of us can be affording to pay some crazy prices for stuff. So I want it to be accessible. I want it to be open to everyone. I just want it to be sick. I just want it to be innovative. Yeah, and I'm getting there. It's hard when you first start. You can't have these crazy visions and expect them to be executed at first. So eventually that's the goal. That's the goal. Get some help, like somebody to do some of the stuff, so I'm not all doing it on my own. That's the dream. Oh wait, the next question is, does anyone help you? No. Obviously my parents like have helped me with their expertise. Both my parents had a business. My dad's a lawyer, so shout out daddy-o. That helps for the legal aspect, things like terms and conditions, privacy policies. I could do a whole video just on that. Basically, you need them. Make sure you have them on your site in this kind of data privacy concerned world. You need it. Make sure you do it, and like if you need any advice for it, I can just message me and I can give you what I know. But yeah, so no is the answer. Like people give me advice and help, but like I do everything by myself. I have designed everything alone. Next question is, what's your fave Lucy Lou lash? Diva and Habibi have my heart forever. Oh. Probably for me, I love Honey and Enchanté. Yeah, I think those are my favorites probably. But I love, oh, and Sugar. I love a wisp. I love a wispy wisp. So yeah, that's my favorites for sure. I just love them. They're like big and wispy, and I know they're not to everyone's taste, but for me, yes. Last and final question. Last and final, yep, mean the same thing. Right, okay. Is your business only online? This is a bit of a sticky one. Yes and no. It is an e-commerce business, but I actually sell them in a spa in Wichita, Kansas in America, which is again another long story. But so they are sold at that spa there, Beaumont Spa, beautiful spa. If you ever go to Wichita, Kansas, you gotta go there because it's freaking amazing. And yeah, that was actually set up by my cousins who live there. It's a really long story, but it's amazing. So yes, they are in store, but only there. All right guys, well I hope that's answered enough of questions for you. Thank you guys so much for following and for listening to this ramble. I hope I've helped. If there's any other questions you might have, like pop them in the description down below or whatever, and I'll do my best. Again guys, please don't like judge me and like think I'm literally like, you know, Anastasia Beverly Hills up in here, because I'm not, right? And I am aware, but I just thought this might help, and people have been always asking me for it, so I just thought, you know what, I'll put it out there. She'll sit, she'll simmer, and you guys can let me know if it's helpful at all. All right guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.